Hello and welcome to the Indic Podcast. This is episode number 1. Today, my guest is Dr. Omendra Ratnu. I am so much inspired by his work, by his speeches, by the work that he's doing with Dharmansh Foundation, Nimittekam, and so much more, along with Neeraj Atriji and others. It is such an honor to talk to him about various issues about Hindus and our culture. So let's welcome him to our podcast. Hi, Dr. Ratnu. How are you doing?
Namaste, I'm good. Thank you very much for inviting me, Vivek. It will be a pleasure to interact with you.
Sure. Thank you, sir. So let's start with this question about what we were discussing about a while ago is how in the past, like if we look about 60, 70 years, after our independence or even just before that, how historians have actually changed all the narrative around our history. I mean, I have listened to your podcast, sir, wherein you uh, believe me that even I didn't know that we have to feel so much proud about the fact that we were not actually ruled for 800 years by these invaders and by the colonial Britishers. So yeah, please talk about that and also talk about in the context of different kings and brave warriors that you always talk about.
We were not ruled even for 8 hours.
Right.
Um, it's an index of the mediocrity of
Mm.
Hindu leadership, the Hindu intelligentsia, the Hindu academicians, that they let this all slip away from their hands. And some very evil and nasty leftist
Mm.
people joined hands with Islamists and missionaries, Abrahamics, and cahoots with media and deracinated Hindus, whom Sri Aurobindo calls bourgeois, the French
Mm.
reference, bourgeois,
Mm.
or I call them popcorn Hindus, who form opinions while munching popcorn watching a Bollywood movie.
Mm.
This whole cabal of Panch Makkars, the the mullah, the missionary, the Macaulay Putra, the media, and the Marxist, they are very uncomfortable about this whole idea of a dharmic nation surviving and thriving on its own with its own value system, and they have this disease of revolution and like improving things, changing things, helping the poor. But Sanatan Dharma doesn't believe in all that. Sanatan
Mm.
Dharma believes in generation of wealth, in opulence, in service, and in reaching out to every human being on the globe. Even today, when we do our prayers, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, let
Yeah.
everybody be happy, let everybody be disease free. We don't say let only Hindus be disease free and Hindus be happy. That's a
Right.
stupid assertion. I mean,
Mm.
frankly speaking, the whole talk about Hinduism is inspired by Veer Savarkar when he said, if you want to talk to me on one to one, I'm a citizen of the world. If you talk to me as a Muslim, I'm a Hindu. If you are so conscious and you want to stress upon your religious identity, then I will stress my religious identity.
Mm.
And then let us exchange notes whose religion says what, whose religion delivers what, whose religion is more scientific, whose religion is more authentic, whose religion is more humane.
Mm.
Because you can't fool around with this whole idea anymore. There are consequences of spreading vile and hideous and evil philosophies around the world. And the
Mm.
whole world is now coming to that
Yeah.
flashpoint.
Mm.
So, on the global context, Sanatan Dharma, Hindu Dharma, is the only Dharma which preaches you universal truth, universal brotherhood, universal love, and it has to take center stage. If I mean, we were happy in our corner. I mean,
Correct.
unless we didn't go anywhere to evangelize and to convert
Mm.
anybody to Hinduism, except a very soft attempt at Shri Hari Krishna Andolan of ISKCON and all that.
Mm.
So, but that it was a very limited in its scope.
Right.
But since we are facing this onslaught of Islam for the last 1400 years, of Christianity for the last 300 years. And the whole design is to break India into, balkanize India into multiple pieces, and to devoid Hindus of their land, convert them, kill them, pillage them, destroy whatever is beautiful. Then we have to fall back on our identity as Hindus and resist this, as our glorious forefathers did. That is
Mm.
the bottom line of what I'm attempting in my life through Nimittekam, be it Saving Pakistani Hindus, or Dharmansh Foundation of India, where we are trying to fund ground Hindu warriors who are out in the open fighting it out against Abrahamics, against the Indian state, which is so discriminatory against Hindus.
Absolutely. Mm.
So we try to fund them through Dharmansh Foundation. And this book, which is I've written now and it's going to be out in the market in the next 10 days,
Okay.
which about Mewad Maharanas, and we are trying to counter the narrative, the lies, the white lies called Delhi Sultanate.
Right. I
Matlab,
mean,
there are
yeah.
5 instances of Mewad Maharanas: Maharana Jatra Singh, Maharana Samar Singh, Maharana Hamir Singh, Maharana Lakshya Singh, Maharana Mokal, and then Sanga defeating Ibrahim Lodi twice at Bakrol and Khatoli.
Yeah.
Do we ever hear the names of these kings?
Never, never. Mm.
We have the slave dynasty, Gulam Vansh, huh?
Yes. Yes.
Khiljis, Tughlaqs.
Mm.
Tughlaq
That
was
is
treated like a dog. He was arrested by Hamir Singh
right.
in 1336 AD after the Battle of Singoli. 6 months. He was treated like a dog at Chittor.
Mm.
And nobody came to rescue the Sultan of Delhi. Huh? What Sultanate?
That's true.
What happened to the Sultan? Sultan साहब को क्या हुआ? वो जूठन खा रहे थे वहां पर. तो then also came the lies of 1,000 years slavery.
Right.
1,000 साल गुलाम रहे तुम हमारे. अच्छा. Then the lies of Ganga Jamuna Tehzeeb.
Right.
Huh?
Mm.
Imagine the cunningness of these Islamists and leftists, and the stupidity of Hindus, that both these narratives have found root. Firstly,
Correct.
you were our slaves. Okay. Chalo, for argument's sake, okay, we were your slaves. What about Ganga Jamuna Tehzeeb?
Mm.
How can slaves have Ganga Jamuna Tehzeeb? Huh?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
either ways, Islamist जो है,
Ex-
वो महान है.
Yeah. At
And
the top.
Hindus are punies, wretched creatures, brown, black natives, tiny, weak people, and all of the history has been erased,
Yeah.
especially Mewad history, because Mewad में इनके जूते बहुत पड़े थे.
Mm.
They were thrashed in Mewad,
Mm. Mm.
and 1,000 years. 1,000 years continuously one dynasty fought them.
Right.
There
Right.
should be research. There should be a dozen movies on Mewad.
Yes.
There should be TV serials flooding our homes with the stories of these great, great people. I mean, even
Correct.
if I was not born a Hindu,
Mm.
I would be in awe of these people. Huh? How they
Yeah.
fought this killing machine of jihad.
Yeah.
These mad barbarians, keeping the Hindu rules of warfare intact, not attacking women, not attacking weak people, not attacking the injured. Yet they won. So the preservation of Hinduism after 1400 years of assault by Islam is like a thorn in the heart of the Islamists. And in the last 70 years, they have changed tactics. Instead of the muscular
Yeah.
Islam, they have purchased the pen of the leftists. I call them the
Correct.
prostitutes of mind. The
Hmm.
leftists
Hmm.
and the Hindu academicians who have aligned with them.
Hmm.
It's a very important thought I want to share in the next.
Sure.
I mean, I think I've spoken enough. But do bring me back to prostitutes of mind and prostitutes of
Hmm.
body. What is the difference?
Yes, we will do that, sir. Yeah. And I think you've worded it excellently because uh, it feels it feels like we were cheated for hundreds of years from by these historians. I mean, when I started watching some of the videos with Jaipur Dialogues and Neeraj Atriji and listen to your talks, I was like, what have we been doing?
What have you been studying? Yeah, yeah, you're right.
What have we been studying? It is such
Yeah,
shameful thing. And when you write about this on Medium, Quora, other places, then these same ecosystem will try to attack you to bring you
yeah,
down.
they will stop you.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But fortunately we have more in population and more learned people now who are trying to understand what some of the learned people like yourself are talking about. So it's hopefully going to change very soon.
Yes, it will change. There's no option. You see, this is against life. You see,
Right.
you can't. It's life is biology. You know, biology and
Hmm.
economy are two
Hmm.
fundamental sciences which you can't fiddle with.
Hmm.
If you
Hmm.
fiddle with them, they are very
Hmm.
unforgiving.
Hmm.
If I
Hmm.
go on eating, I don't
Hmm.
exercise, I will die of heart attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
go on spending and I don't earn, I'll die of
Hmm.
penury and starvation and bankruptcy.
Hmm.
So this whole hullabaloo and this whole noise around Abrahamic faiths as being the final divine theologies which will salvage entire mankind are exposed stark naked now, and
Correct.
it's only a matter of time before Sanatan Hindu Dharma takes its rightful place, because Sanatan Hindu Dharma is in synchrony with life forces,
Correct.
and most importantly, the feminine, the respect, the love, and the tender care for feminine, which is taught in Sanatan Dharma, is
Hmm.
critical to our survival and to mankind's survival. Unlike the Abrahamics, which treat women like commodities and they treat them like trash, and it's something simply unsustainable.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great word of advice and also so optimistic. But can I still stay a little cynical? Although I'm not Dr. Ratnu, I'm a very optimistic person, and I believe that the renaissance that has come in amongst Hindus will going to change. But if we see some trends, the recent trends of about 40-50 years with what has happened to Hindus, if you see in 1990 when the Kashmiri genocide happened, there is a pattern to it. And that same pattern has now been repeated in West Bengal, in Kerala. How are we then going to say that, we don't have to worry about it? Yes, we will work about it. We will make YouTube videos. We will talk about it. We will write books. But is that all going to be enough? Or do you think, like you always proposed, you said we have to work on the ground? We have to empower Hindus and people around us doing these tasks and not
Yeah,
just talk, talk, talk. Can you talk about it a little bit? Yeah.
yeah. So prostitutes of the mind
Yes.
and the prostitutes of the body.
Right.
Now, what happens is that when somebody sells his brain for money, then he doesn't sell only his brain.
Hmm.
He sells a culture.
Hmm.
He sells a people. He
Hmm.
sells a nation.
Hmm.
Right? It's
Hmm.
that dangerous. The implications
Yes.
of prostitution of mind are far more serious than prostitution of the body.
True.
Prostitution of the prostitute of the body, he or she is only in a personal transaction,
Correct.
and the consequences will be borne by that particular person.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The society doesn't bear the consequences of a prostitute.
Right.
Firstly, secondly, prostitutes of the mind are traveling. first class
Hmm.
and staying in 5 stars
Yes,
and given Padma Shris and Padma Vibhushans.
absolutely.
Prostitute of the body lives a shameful life.
Hmm.
The day society understands how dangerous and how important it is to call out the prostitutes of mind
Hmm.
who sold their atma, who sold their brains, who sold their ideas
Absolutely.
for money.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
the real damage has happened after 47 when
Hmm.
transfer of power happened. I don't call
Hmm.
it independence because to me independence is yet to come. The Hindu
Yes,
independence has yet to come. So
correct.
there was a transfer from Gora Sahibs to the Bhura Sahibs, the Brown Sahibs.
Hmm.
And the Brown Sahibs were even more evil, more murkier, more pathetic in what
Hmm.
they did to the Hindu ethos, the Hindu values. I have written it everything in my book. Um,
Sure.
you will read it how they have hollowed our spine, and it has been a deliberate design to to belittle us. So 70 years of onslaught, and the whole generation now,
Hmm.
99% middle class and upper middle class Hindus are bourgeois now. Now these
Yes.
bourgeois are very good clerks. This is a nation of clerks.
Hmm.
This is not a nation of people who are children of Shivaji Maharaj and
Yep.
Maharana Pratap. Those who just said that no, honor is not negotiable.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Freedom
Yes.
is not negotiable.
No.
Doesn't matter what तू मुसलमान है या वो Christian है और
Hmm.
leftist है. No, don't tell me that my freedom and my honor is for barter because
Yeah.
it is not.
No.
But the 70 years of education, no, let's have let's have some economic progress.
Hmm.
Let's have some art. Let's have some poetry. Let's have some music. Let's have some fun in our life.
Hmm.
Not that a music which would revolutionize your being, which
Right.
would put you in trance,
Hmm.
which would make you lose yourself. No,
Hmm.
that music is not welcome.
No.
A poetry which will make you do acts. Shabda in our Sanatan Dharma is Brahma. Shabda ko
Yes.
Brahma kaha gaya hai. Not
Yes.
that word which will reverberate your being to do giant things, revolutions would be born out of that word, those words. No,
Hmm.
words which are pleasing to the ear,
Hmm.
which help you woo a lady, which help you impress a party or a
Yes.
group of stupid people, and you walk
Hmm.
away with the claps. These
Hmm.
jumla bajis, you see our political class, the kind of
Always happens.
things
Yeah.
that they say,
Hmm.
and they delude themselves to be some great orators and speakers. Whereas
Correct.
on any standards of literature or even civility, even decency, they would be asked to just shut up and get out of that room.
Hmm.
So we created these bourgeois, or rather, we allowed these bourgeois to be born, and they are being born right, left, and center all around us.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
may have been a
That's true.
kid, but I was a good 20 years when the Hindu genocide of Kashmir happened. I remember
Oh my
everything
God.
vividly. I don't need a Kashmir file. I mean, I'm very proud that Vivek Agnihotri
Yeah.
has made this movie. The stupid mass of Hindus has now come to know of the Kashmiri genocide. They are coming out weeping and howling and all that. I
Yeah.
howled. I cried in 1990.
Yeah.
I was a good
Yeah.
20 years old at that time in the medical
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
It was in everything was in the newspapers. What kind of a logic is thinking? हमें तो पता ही नहीं था. अरे घास खाते हो.
Hmm.
आटा
Hmm.
खाते हो या घास खाते हो?
Hmm.
Do
Hmm.
you eat grass that you didn't know?
Hmm.
You know every paisa of your
Yeah.
income tax return,
Yes. Everything.
and you
They
are
know more.
you're sharper than your CA in saving the income tax. Let us not
They
give it to the
know.
Indian state.
Yeah. They know more about what is going in Russia and Ukraine, but they don't know what is going inside with Hindus. That is a shame.
It's a shame because we have created a class of people, the leftists, the Islamists, the missionary, and the media have collaborated to create a class of Hindus who are ashamed about Sanatan Dharma without knowing anything about it,
Right.
and they are prostrating in front of the Abrahamics.
Hmm.
They seek sanction for everything from the Western world.
Hmm.
So these people have no roots in dharmic culture.
Correct.
The Renaissance started happening with Rajiv Malhotra sir writing the book of Breaking India, and then
Yes.
people like Sanjay Dikshit sir, and then Jaipur Dialogues happened.
Yeah.
Then Neeraj Attri, Tufail Chaturvedi, Madhukishwar, Pushpendra Kulshresht, such bright minds.
Yes.
So why am I
Absolutely.
hopeful? Because uh, for 70 years, Islamists and Abrahamics and the leftists had a walkover. There
Right.
was nobody to resist them.
Absolutely not.
No
Yeah.
leadership, no Hindu leadership, no Hindu intelligentsia, nothing to counter them. So if they
Hmm.
could not destroy us when they had a walkover, now we are trying to fight back. So I'm very hopeful that these mafias will be destroyed in the next
Hmm.
10 years. They cannot
Hmm.
survive internet actually.
Right. Right.
You
And,
can't have a philosophy which says, in Christianity says that your birth is evil.
hmm. Hmm.
This is not a principle that can be sustained in modern times. How is my
Hmm.
birth evil when I
Hmm.
have no control over it?
Correct.
At least I don't remember applying to some god to give me birth.
Hmm.
One day I just opened my eyes and found myself in my mother's arms. And you are saying that it is evil?
Right. No logic
And
behind it.
somebody born 2000 years ago is going to salvage me from my sins. So then that's
Great
a
points.
beautiful
Yeah.
book by Sanjay Dikshit that all religions are not the same. You
Hmm.
must, young Hindus must read all that. I can send the PDF to you. It's a
Yes.
brilliant
And
book. You must, yeah. So the
and
bluff will
also
be
his
called.
books are
The bluff will be called now.
very good. Yes, sir. And also one of his books called Unbreaking India. I just started
Oh,
reading
it's a
it.
brilliant,
It's
brilliant
amazing.
book.
Yes. Yes. Mm.
It's a big asset to
Uh,
Dharma.
Absolutely, sir. I have also read recently JSI Deepak's India, that is Bharat. And believe me, I just want to rewind my life 30 years back, please. If somebody can give me my 30 years back, sir, because it's cheating. It is such an inferiority complex that has been sowed into
Yes.
us,
Yeah.
not just us, but our previous generations, my father's generations as well, that when we go out in the West, we don't say proudly that we are Hindus. We say, oh, I'm not Vivek, I am Vic. Unbelievable stuff, sir. That has happened to our minds
Because
because of this wrong teachings.
lies and falsehoods.
Right.
Whereas we were the people who said Satyameva Jayate Nanratam Tadakim Vivadena.
Hmm.
Truth alone
Hmm.
triumphs, nothing else. What is there to debate?
Right.
But it was
Right.
just a mere slogan.
Right.
We have become a society of thieves and liars,
Right.
and we glorify ourselves on that.
Hmm.
But that is not dharmic. Shri Krishna's
Hmm.
dharma was not woven around lies and theft. So
Right.
that renaissance, that revival has started happening, and I'm very hopeful that in the
Hmm.
next 10 years, the bluff of these Abrahamics will be called. It will be very
Hmm.
openly. The ex-Muslims and 30% America has gone atheist.
Yes.
So the only way out is Sanatan Dharma.
Correct. Absolutely.
Except except that we should be ready for physical opposition of these mafias,
Yeah.
because when it comes to it, the battle is going to be on the streets.
Mm.
And there are 100 crore Hindus on this globe. We are very well equipped to take on them.
Very well equipped. Correct.
No issues, no issues. The only
Yeah.
missing link is Dharmansh, about which we will talk a bit later.
Hmm. Yes, great. And I would also urge people who will watch this episode is to go to hindugenocide.com. Aarti Agarwal is doing a great job, by showing facts to you by this, wherein it says almost about 440 million Hindus have been killed so far in the last 1400 years. So it's a great website because uh, I was broken. Like I cannot walk for another 30 minutes when I saw that website. There is nothing wrong in it. Fact checked it through Google and other places. The Mopla massacre. There are so many massacres which has actually happened. Even today they're happening. And the point is that if we are not able to talk about it, if we are said that we are Islamophobes or something, is such a shame. I mean, they have 56 countries to go to, and we have just one. And even in our own country, if we can't say that we are Hindus proudly, then it is such a shame on the people who support them.
Dekho, all my hatred for totalitarian faiths aside, there's a saying in Arabic, which is, अपने हिंदी में कहते हैं that उत्तम शिक्षा लीजिए यद्यपि नीचते हो. Even if an inferior man is giving you a higher wisdom, take it.
Take it right.
So कुफ्र पे
Hmm.
नाजिम निज़ाम जो है वो चल सकता है, लेकिन जुल्म पे जो निज़ाम है वो नहीं चल सकता.
Hmm.
You can be heretics, but you cannot be unjust.
Hmm.
So are Hindus getting justice? 282
Absolutely
Hindus
not.
have been murdered by lynching, by mob lynching in Bharatvarsha ever since Modi ji became the Prime Minister.
Hmm.
282 Hindus have been lynched by Muslims in Bharatvarsha. I'm not talking about Pakistan or Bangladesh.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So did we get justice? So how long will the relatives, the brothers and the parents and the relatives of those dead Hindus going to be looking at this pathetic justice system, legal
Yeah.
system of this country to get justice,
Hmm.
where where even high profile cases take 30 years and 25 years to deliver the verdict and to actually carry it out, and
Yeah.
then still at midnight the courts open to listen to the mercy pleas of Yaqub Memon and company.
Hmm.
The kind of dirty joke this nation is when it
Yes.
comes to the justice for Hindus.
Hmm.
And for what reason? Why are Hindus penalized? What have Hindus done to this world? When did we
Hmm.
go and pillage somebody's home? When did we go
Right.
and blow up malls for an imaginary god, Allah? Did we do
Hmm.
that?
Hmm. Never.
When did we go and start shooting in a mall
Hmm.
like these Abrahamics do
Hmm.
for an imaginary grudge?
Hmm. Hmm.
We mind our own business. We do our own thing. We do worship our small tiny idols.
Right.
You can mock us for our idolatry,
Yeah.
but what have you delivered?
Hmm.
You are non-idol worshippers. What have you
Hmm.
given to the world except violence and mayhem?
Hmm.
Somebody has got to do the fact checking. Somebody has got to do some critical analysis, some comparison of religions, some comparative study of religions has to be done.
Hmm.
Why are
Hmm.
Hindus the target of this whole in the whole business?
Hmm.
There is no premise for Hindus suffering like this. We
Hmm.
are economically prosperous, educated people. We mind our
Yes.
own business.
Hmm.
If somebody has a grudge against the caste system, even we can talk about it. Even the
Mm.
Jati Vyavastha was a very, very
Mm.
important economic classification which has helped us
Right.
fight the Abrahamic mafias.
Correct.
So
Mm.
we are not apologetic about anything, but
No.
the abject mediocrity of the Hindu leadership, which Sitaramji Goel pointed out in the 1980s,
Yeah.
that these people are taking Hindus to slaughter. I don't understand the need of Hindus to prostrate in front of Islamists and missionaries. It, it, it evokes repulsion in my being to see
Mm.
them celebrating Ramzan and throwing
Mm.
iftar parties.
Mm.
And that's where Modi ji is to be respected. That nonsense has stopped ever since he became the
Yes.
prime minister.
Yes. Yes.
So these
But
people
it's still.
are going to the iftar parties and Eid Mubaraks.
But sir, I mean, it's
So
still happening with RSS and VHP trying to appease. I mean, these were the only organizations which we thought will support Hindus and carry on that agenda of protecting Hindus, and they are now hugging. I mean, Indresh Kumar and so many examples are now there in RSS and others. Where are we
see
going? Where are we heading?
they are under this delusion that we can reform Abrahamics.
Hmm.
We can make them human beings.
Hmm.
And it is a very unfair proposal because the cost of your liberalism is
Hmm.
being paid by the 5-year-old Pakistani
Yes.
Hindu girl
Yes.
or these 282 Hindu men who have been killed by Muslim mobs.
Hmm.
You are answerable to them.
Yes.
So, your liberalism, I will respect the liberalism of Mr. Indiresh Kumar if he goes and starts living in Muslim ghettos.
Hmm. Hmm.
Let his daughter be face
Hmm.
whatever average Hindu faces in these ghettos.
Yeah.
You are sitting in your comfort zone, in your cozy environment, protected all around by Hindus, and mortgaging the safety of those Hindus, those very Hindus who protect you.
Hmm.
My simple
Hmm.
question to all liberals
Hmm.
is this: why do you live surrounded by Hindus if Islam
Yeah.
is your favorite religion?
Hmm.
Why don't you go and live in the Muslim ghettos?
Hmm.
And then from there, if you preach liberalism, I will respect you.
Hmm.
That you are at least intellectually honest.
Hmm.
That you are suffering that life and you're still praising it. No. You want your
Hmm.
evening parties,
Yeah.
you want your clean, plush, green house colonies, which are
Hmm.
100% Hindu.
Hmm.
You want a Hindu bodyguard, you want a Hindu chokidar to save your dog
Hmm.
and your family.
Hmm.
But when you go to a TV studio,
Hmm.
you want to preach liberalism and tell Hindus to accept Islamic onslaught.
Hmm.
Well, it could go on till now,
Yeah.
but now you are all exposed.
Yes.
So, RSS is I have been a Swam Sevak all my life,
Hmm.
and RSS is like my mother. I must tell you,
Right. Right.
my feelings for RSS are that RSS is my mother, Meri maa hai wo.
Right.
And there's some beautiful people in RSS.
Right. Right.
Like the person who motivated me to write this book.
Hmm.
The man is what total RSS. So we cannot shove it under the carpet that the humongous service that RSS has done to the Hindu cause.
Hmm.
But then Veer Savarkar pointed out the Sadgun Vikriti. I have written it in my book. All Mewar Maharanas suffered from Sadgun Vikriti.
Hmm.
They arrested Muslim rulers and they let them go.
Hmm.
Whereas, fortunately for us, no Mewar Maharana was ever captured.
Hmm.
But Prithviraj Chauhan was murdered the day he was
Hmm.
captured.
Hmm.
Raja Hemchandra Bhargav was killed by Akbar.
Mm. Mm.
Jaswant Singh Ji, Maharana Sanga, Maharana Raj
Mm.
Singh, Maharana Mirza Raja Jai Singh of Jaipur, they were all poisoned by Aurangzeb.
Mm.
It is all proved now. There are letters he wrote to his ministers to get them poisoned. This is
Correct.
not a matter of conjecture anymore.
Mm.
But Hindu kings never killed Muslim kings. Even if they are defeated, they would let them go. Now there was no RSS, there was no Vishwa Hindu Parishad. What stupidity were Hindu kings doing?
Exactly.
At
Right.
what cost?
Mm.
You lost so much money. You lost so many
Mm.
people. So many people have died defending you in that war. But for
Mm.
your own personal glory, a pseudo
Mm.
sense of magnanimity, you are letting go of your enemy. This Veer Savarkar very clearly identified as Sadguna Vikriti.
Mm.
So Hindu leadership suffers from Sadguna Vikriti.
Mm.
But after what has happened to our Hindu kings by deceit, if we do not learn from history, if after Veer Savarkar tells us that you cannot forgive a
Mm.
madman who's out to destroy your economy, your daughter, your livelihood, your properties, your businesses,
Mm.
then this type of indulgence to no, we will humanize them. How will you
Right.
how will you humanize somebody who is seeing benefit in getting women and Hindu properties to him without doing any labor?
Mm.
We Hindus are constantly spending our life educating our children, making our ends meet,
Correct.
giving our every month installments.
Mm.
To what end?
Mm.
If as a society we are being killed and we are being devoured by these totalitarian mafias,
Mm.
then I'm sorry, RSS and Vishwa Hindu Parishad have no business
Mm.
preaching us into tolerance and liberalism. They should be
Mm.
openly, overtly Hindu.
Mm.
But you cannot deny the humongous service that RSS has done.
Absolutely.
The
Mm.
RSS, भैया RSS है तो अपन है आज.
Mm.
We are able to talk like this. Can you imagine
Mm.
all this happening under leftist regimes?
Right.
They will
Never.
crush us under truck. So
Yes.
let us give the credit where it is due.
Mm.
But yes, no sanction to Abrahimism under any
Mm.
guard. No Sadgun Vikriti will be allowed this time because
Mm.
now things are at a tipping point. Now
Mm.
we don't have
Mm.
any other place to run to.
Mm.
This is the
Absolutely.
only nation we have, and we're not
Yeah.
going to go back from here.
Right.
So they like it or
Mm.
not, we will fight.
Mm.
We will fight for every inch of Bharatvarsha.
Mm. I mean, Bharat Varshas, Dr. Ratnu, it was, all of Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, right? Now we have given this whole country, two countries to them, right? Still, they want a nation for themselves, like Owaisi and his brother, or I don't know, son who says, "हमने 800 सालों से तुम पे राज किया, ये मुल्क हमारा है." I mean, what nonsense is that? That is like height of nonsensical stuff. Uh, and also the fact that all these liberal Shashi Tharoors and Barkha Datts, these venom creating people, they support them, and that's the reason why they are flourishing so much. No wonder we always lose. So I mean, as Hindus, I mean, it's not about feeling inferior about it, but as Hindus, do you think that it is not in our genes to stay together? I mean, historically, if you've talked about the kings who have sort of lived in different princely states and were divided because of lack of communication amongst
Now, who
themselves,
told you they were
and
divided? The leftists told you.
exactly that's the kind of history we have
These
read.
are the lies. These are
Mm.
the internal rivalry of Hindus is a lie created by the leftists.
Hmm.
Although I must also add that power has its own dynamics.
Rightly.
Power. वर्ल्ड जो होता है ना, पावर का जो सर्किट है, पावर का जो वर्ल्ड है, वो इट हैज इट्स ओन डायनामिक्स. देयर आर नो relatives, there is no father, there is nothing, no bonding, shonding. Power has its own connotation, it has its own
Hmm,
trajectory.
hmm, hmm,
Having said that,
hmm.
how on earth do we expect 100 crore Hindus to be a monolith
Yeah.
when inherently Hinduism is so divergent?
Yes.
We have Bhakti
Hmm,
Yoga, we have Karma Yoga, we have Gyan Yoga, we have Sankhya, we have Mimamsa, we have
hmm,
Advaita, Vishishtadvaita, Advaita, Advaita. I mean,
hmm.
every saint comes up with a new philosophy. So that's a beauty of Sanatan Dharma. You know,
Yep.
we keep evolving, we keep changing. It's an indulgence with the divine that we indulge in. We don't have a fossilized spiritual paradigm. Now,
Hmm,
let us contrast this with the Abrahamics.
hmm, hmm.
Huh? Let us do some fact check.
Absolutely. Yes.
Will a Catholic marry a Protestant?
Never. Presbyterian and
Don't
Protestants,
so
never.
don't come to me telling me that we have a jati vyavastha in Hinduism, which is bloody discriminatory. What were they? Who was killing whom in Second World War? Can anybody explain to me why was Second World War fought? The obsession and the obsessive personality of Mr. Hitler.
Hitler. Yeah.
Can you give me one philosophical premise
Hmm.
of Second World War? Okay, this is the reason, boss. That's why Second World War was fought.
It
Why
was
were
just
Christians
greed.
killing each other?
Yeah.
4 crore, 3 crore Christians killed each other.
Hmm.
And you have got the gumption to tell me that Hinduism is discriminatory. What about the Shia Sunni conflict in Islam?
Yes. Always going on. Correct.
No, no, no. Wait, like, fact check. Let us do fact check.
Right.
1 million Muslims were killed in Iran Iraq war.
Hmm.
When was the last time a Brahmin mob killed a Dalit village, or a Rajput mob killed a Brahmin village? But the Baniyas collected all their money and started pillaging the Rajputs. Please educate me. Why do we buy this lie that Hindus are not united? Arey bhai,
Hmm.
what do you want united?
Hmm.
We have
Hmm.
800 bloody dialects in this country.
Hmm.
Every 100 kilometers, the dialect of Hindi changes in this country.
Hmm.
We have such beautiful literature coming in Kannada, Odia, Bangla, Telugu,
Hmm.
Tamil, Malayalam, Gujarati, Rajasthani, Punjabi.
Hmm.
We have so many culinary habits, food habits, and yet we are a nation. What else do you want from us?
Hmm. Hmm.
Look at the balkanization of Europe. I mean, there are
Right.
50 lakh, 20 lakh, 10 lakh, 2 crore, 5 crore, all Christians,
Hmm.
all nationalities.
Hmm.
कोई कॉप्टिक क्रिश्चियन है, कोई क्वेकर है, कोई प्रोटेस्टेंट है, कोई कैथोलिक है.
Right.
बट कास्ट सिस्टम ऑफ हिंदूज इज वेरी डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी.
Hmm. Right.
How dare you create these ecosystems of economic classifications of jatis? You should have murdered each other like us.
Hmm.
In 21st century, in the last 7 years in Syria, 5 lakh Muslims have killed each other.
Wow. Yes.
Shias
Hmm.
have killed Sunnis and Sunnis have killed Shias. It's going on right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
And they have
Hmm.
they have the cheeks to come and tell Hindus that you are divided.
Hmm.
Hello,
Hmm.
give me a solid break.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's again a
That's a great
mediocrity
one.
of our Hindu intelligentsia, that we are all divided. I have challenged it in my book.
Hmm.
If you read,
Hmm.
starting from Bappa Rawal,
Hmm.
he aligned with Nagabhatta of the Gurjar Pratihara dynasty of Malwa.
Hmm.
And then he went South India. South Indian King Jaivarman and his son
Hmm.
Pulkesi Raja. These
Hmm.
three kings aligned and took on Junaid al-Mari in Battle of Rajasthan in somewhere around 730 AD and destroyed the Arabs.
Hmm.
If you will read my book, read the chapter on Rawal Khuman.
Hmm.
They say it was a sea of an army,
Hmm.
and army came from Rameshwaram in south to Kashmir in north.
Wow.
It is all
Hmm.
recorded.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
If you look at Khanwa, the Battle of Sangha with Babur,
Hmm.
look at the kind of Rajputs who assembled under Sangha.
Right.
You were not united.
Hmm.
What do you expect us to be a monolith, fossilized religion? We are not. Hinduism
Hmm.
is not. अरे भाई,
Hmm.
blood brothers born of the same parents, they don't see eye to eye with each other,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
How do you expect 100 crore Hindus to be united? What is this nonsense? We are not united. What unity do you want?
Hmm.
What is the criteria of that unity? I mean,
Hmm.
politically, we voted for 303 seats for Modi ji. Hindus voted for him. Recently,
Hmm.
275 seats for
Hmm.
Yogi ji when everything
Yogi.
was against him.
Hmm.
Every crime was blown out of proportion. लव जिहाद पे ये
Hmm.
हो रहा है, हिंदुज्म पे ये हो रहा
Hmm.
है, ब्राह्मण पॉलिटिक्स, ब्राह्मण तो वोट देंगे ही नहीं,
Hmm.
राजपूत तो छोड़ के भाग गए बीजेपी को। अरे दलितों ने तो पहले ही किनारा कर लिया था।
Hmm. Hmm.
यार कितने बेशरम लोग हैं, मतलब
Hmm. That's
कितने
true.
निर्लज्ज लोग हैं। You have no
Hmm.
shame.
Hmm. Absolutely. Hmm.
So don't come to me with this that Hindus are not united.
Hmm.
We are
Hmm.
fairly united as a nation
Hmm.
if these Abrahamics leave us alone.
Right. Right.
And
But
don't
sir, I mean,
bring their misogynistic, evil, hideous philosophy to us. They have killed each other.
yes. Hmm. Hmm.
It is the bankruptcy and the capitulation of the Hindu leadership that we surrender and we buy this and we start self-flagellating. हम तो यूनाइटेड ही नहीं जी, हम तो खुद ही को चाबुक मारना शुरू। अरे गधों, थोड़ा दिमागी
Hmm.
लगा लो। यूनिटी का क्या मतलब है? We are as united as a diverse people can be on commonality of survival, on commonality of economy, and on
Hmm.
commonality of social dharma. That's it.
Hmm.
Beyond that, to each his own.
Hmm. Hmm. But sir, the reason why I said that it feels like we are not united is if we are so strong, 100 crore, population, and have been living for the last 5,000 years in this beautiful Bharat
10,000
Varsha.
years.
Yes, more
It
than
has
that,
been proved
10,000
now.
years. Yes, 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 yes. So then, how is it that a religion that only believes in in a single book and some hadiths, of course, can topple our consciousness by dictating terms to us? Just today, there was some celebrations going on for Ram Navami, and people were pelting stones on us. I mean, how crazy is
Thoroughly?
that? Yes, Karoli in Rajasthan has happened 3 or 4 days back, but just today or day before, in Gujarat, it has happened that they were pelting stones. So, I mean, of course, we are strong and united, but look at the brazen, what should I say, brazen barbarism of
Lawlessness.
lawlessness of such a belief. And the fact then is that there are so many few Muslims who then say, yes, what they have done is wrong. There are so many of them, like their Twitter army and their Rana Ayubs and all, who would talk shit all day about India and Hindus all over the world. So I mean, yeah, we are trying to counter that narrative, but it looks like that we need to be more united, isn't it, in terms of bringing these panchamakars, like you said,
No, no,
uh,
unity is not
Ghar
the
Wapsi.
issue. You're, I mean, if I may use this expression, I mean, we are barking at the wrong tree. The unity is not the real thing. If you want me to open this up for
True.
you, I can do that.
Yes. Please do that. Please,
It's
please.
about economy, sir. Both Islam and Christianity survive on a central core funding.
Right.
Islam calls it zakat. Christians call it
Hmm.
tithe.
Hmm.
Do you know the amount of money collected by zakat in Bharatvarsha alone? 20,000 crore rupees.
Oh, wow. Hmm.
And what is the use of that money? The singular use of that money is to purchase kafir leadership.
Hmm.
So, next time, after you listen to what I've said, don't
Hmm.
wonder if Arvind Kejriwal and Mamta Banerjee and Mulayam Singh Yadav and Sharad Pawar are parroting coexistence and preaching peace to Hindus and giving salaries to Muslim imams.
Hmm.
Because if they were given 500 crore rupees per year, they would sell their mothers. What to
Absolutely.
talk of Hindu Dharma?
Hmm. Hmm.
Somebody, this is an unaccounted money.
Yeah.
There is no control of the Indian state on zakat money.
Hmm.
Similarly, Christians, you ask any nurse, I challenge you, you
Hmm.
ask any Christian nurse around you what is the amount of money she gives to the local church. Because I am a medical professional, I am a surgeon, so I always ask it, sister, kitna paisa deti ho?
Hmm.
That's mind boggling. 10% of her monthly income goes to the local church.
Wow.
And
Yes.
so, so the moment there is a Hindu, suppose who dies, who is a young Hindu, 35-year-old, he has a wife, his two children, he has loans to pay, the man is no more, the wife is under, has to sell her house, she's on roads. A missionary
Hmm.
will reach her, 15 lakh रुपए लो, ये Bible लो, और पढ़ो, convert हो शुरू हो जाओ. She will
Convert.
say, to hell with Hinduism. What has Hinduism given me?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
She will take 15 lakhs and start reading the Bible.
Hmm.
There is no counter to zakat and tithe in Sanatan Dharma as of now. That is why we started Dharmansh Foundation of India, that the central core funding of Hindus has to come alive. And then we start giving this money to every needy Hindu all over the globe. Hindus should
Hmm.
have a central social funding. That is why when we were talking offline, when you said Modi
Hmm.
ji, sabka sham, sabka vikas, I
Yeah.
said Modi ji is doing his job.
Hmm.
We are the
Hmm.
ones who are not doing our jobs.
Right. 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 Hmm.
It's a simple thing. The
Hmm.
Samaj, the Hindu society has
Right.
to collect its money and then
Right.
fund its warrior. There have to be dedicated war rooms for Pakistani Hindus, for against love jihad, legal
Hmm.
activism. Somebody
Hmm.
dies, we give him 10, 15 lakh rupees so that family tides over the economic crisis. This is an
Hmm.
economic war,
Hmm.
and we are not even
Fantastic.
in the game.
Hmm.
We are talking nonsensical Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita and all that.
Hmm.
Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita only make sense when your tummy is full, you have a roof over your
Yes.
head, and your installments are being paid.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
100 crore Hindus on this globe have to unite economically.
Hmm.
And what to talk of economic and what zakat? Halal economy is
Hmm.
a $3 trillion economy. I challenge you,
Yes.
you go to any 2, 3, 4, 5 star hotel and get jhatka meat available.
No, it's not possible.
So why
Hmm.
will not Islam win? Why will not Christianity win when you guys
Hmm.
are not even taking care of your own people?
Hmm.
When our own people are dying of lack of money,
Hmm.
between a strong horse and a weak horse, whom will you choose?
Of
Will you
course,
purchase a
strong.
weak horse? You will get a
Hmm.
strong horse. Is Hinduism
Hmm.
a strong horse? No.
Hmm.
How do you become the strong horse? By central core generic funding of Hindus for the Hindus by the Hindus.
Hmm.
Dharmansh is the only thing
Hmm.
that needs to be done to save Sanatan Hindu Dharma on this globe.
Hmm.
Rest all is riffraff.
Hmm. Hmm.
Everything can be done by 100 crore rupees monthly funding. I'm saying 100 crore Hindus on this globe, let 99 crore watch television, Bollywood, let them waste their lives in cricket ka satta
Right.
lagane do inko. Let them
Yeah.
do their theme parties. Bourgeois,
Mm.
let the bourgeois waste away their
Mm.
lives.
Mm.
1 crore Kshatriyas.
Mm.
Don't tell me you don't have even 1% Hindu awakened Hindus. If that is the
We
case,
have.
then I rest
No,
my
no, we
case.
have. Yeah, yeah, we
1
have more
crore
than
Hindus.
1%.
1
Mm.
crore. I'm giving you a very conservative thing. 1 crore Hindus give 100 rupees to Dharmansh Foundation. We have 100 crore rupees monthly funding. Boss, the day we get 100 crore rupees, they will not know what hit them. It's that simple. And
Mm.
by the same logic, it is that difficult.
That is true. Yeah. Mm. Though,
We are losing this
uh,
war on the economy thing. The narrative is separate. Narrative पे तो अपन अलग चल
right,
रहे थे
right,
वो तो.
right, right, right.
But the conversions and all are happening on economic uh, grounds.
Mm.
Plus the use of violence. Look,
Mm.
I remember an interview by Arun Shori when he used to be on our side.
Anji. Mm.
There was a time when Arun Shori was on our side. Now he has vehemently, the pendulum has gone to the other side. He speaks worse than a leftist now. No man has
Right.
lost it.
Yeah.
But we cannot forget that he coached us initially, and on the right wing owes a lot to him. So I
Mm.
remember an interview by him where he said that the Chinese will convert their economic might to their military might. Imagine India being an economy like Sri Lanka or Russia, or imagine the hell that would have been broken loose by Chinese invasion and Pakistan on the other side.
Mm.
So Islam and Christianity use their economic might to their military might. The street
Mm.
thuggery, the riots, the Shaheen Bags,
Mm.
in down south in Tamil Nadu, that they funded that entire Sterlite. I think it was a company which
Yeah.
they managed to. It's all funded by Christian missionaries. Where did the money
Mm.
come from? The money came from tithe. A
Mm.
country like Germany gives 8%. Every Christian in Germany, you find out, you live in
Yeah,
Europe.
yeah, yeah. Right, right.
8% Christianity tax. Where is the Hinduism
Absolutely.
tax?
Mm.
Our money is at three places.
Mm.
In down south in Tamil Nadu, that they funded that entire Sterlite. I think it was a company which
Yeah.
they managed to. It's all funded by Christian missionaries. Where did the money
Mm.
come from? The money came from tithe. A
Mm.
country like Germany gives 8%. Every Christian in Germany, you find out, you live in
Yeah,
Europe.
yeah, yeah. Right, right.
8% Christianity tax.
Wow.
Find out. मालूम
Mm.
करना आप. Where is the Hinduism
Absolutely.
tax?
Mm.
Our money is at three places. And I'll tell
Mm.
you what has happened to those three places. And I'll end this the whole thing because we
Hanji.
have been talking
Sure.
for quite long now.
Sure, sure. Hanji.
Temple money,
Mm.
Devasthan board under the state government. We are
Mm.
funding our own slaughter
Mm.
because Devasthan money is being given for Hajj subsidies,
Mm.
for Waqf
Wow.
boards, for
Mm.
minority appeasements, for madrasa
Right,
boards.
right.
We are funding our own slaughter.
Yes,
This is official,
yes.
and this is
That's true.
official money, right?
Mm.
Dharmacharyas and Mathadishas. Can somebody tell me what are they up to? A bunch of
Abs-
goons who says that my God and my messenger of God sanctions rape and murder of your daughter
Mm.
is qualified as religion by these dharmacharyas and mathadishas. They say सब धर्म एक ही बात सिखाते हैं. अरे पहले ये तो at least find out whether what the person is saying qualifies to be a dharma.
Mm. Mm.
Outright gundaism
Yeah.
is given a sanction as dharma. So, acha, dharmacharyas and mathadishas, these kathavachaks have trillions, billions of rupees. Hindus
Right.
give them. Did ever
mm,
any of them speak about Pakistani Hindu genocide?
mm,
Did anybody of them speak in their lectures that Hindus are facing what Hindus are facing in Kashmir?
mm,
What they're facing in Bengal and Kerala? Do they even have the brains to understand what they are speaking is all trash?
mm,
I can challenge them on discussing Bhagavad Gita also.
mm,
That what they talk about Krishna and Bhagavad Katha and the Gitas is trash.
mm, mm,
Do these have is this the material? Is this the genetic material which can really tell us about sense of honor, sense of valor,
mm,
sense of decency?
mm,
They let the story of Maharanas of Mewar die out.
mm,
They have no idea who we are.
mm,
And they are sitting on these
mm,
podiums munching kaju and badams and
mm,
telling Hindus to do this, to do that. Sab
mm,
dharme ki baat ekam satyapram bahuda vadanti
mm.
vasudhaiva kutumbakam.
Unbelievable, right?
These sublime truths are quoted out of
Mm,
context to drug us into complacency.
mm,
So the second source of money has gone like this. And the
mm,
third source of money of Hindus is that there is no third source. The collective Hindu money, which should
mm,
have come from the social circle, the RSS, the
mm,
Vishwa Hindu Parishad, should have done that. That every
mm,
Hindu will give 100 rupees. And a
mm,
central core funding of Hindus for our survival should have been there. It is missing.
mm.
So now Dharmansh Foundation of India has been created. Hope that to take this message around the globe to Hindus, and we will fight it out. This is an economic
Fantastic.
war. This is an
Yes.
economic war, and we need to fight it on the level of economy. And I'll repeat and I'll end with this.
Sure, sir.
Biology and economy are two fundamental basic sciences. Any
Mm,
samaj, any people, any person who defies them will be punished unforgivingly by biology and by economy. As simple as
mm,
that.
mm. That's a fantastic point, sir. I cannot believe that we actually were missing all that. We were talking about the narrative building and all,
Yeah.
economics is the biggest thing, uh, the foundation of how these forces, anti-India forces, are growing. We are not tackling that. Mm, mm.
And this is all
Looking
to be accounted money. Enforcement directorate
right.
has to be forced to find out. To that extent, Modi ji did a great job by
Mm,
stopping the FCRA of 10,000 NGOs.
mm,
They
mm.
were
That's
wreaking
true.
havoc in this country.
Mm, mm, mm,
I mean, my NGO has not got FCRA. I've been struggling for the last 4 years to get an FCRA
mm,
because a lot of Hindu Americans and Hindus from abroad want to give us money. But I'm living with
yeah.
it because I don't want these 10,000 NGOs to get. I will get a few $1,000s. They will get millions of dollars.
Mm, mm,
So that Modi ji
mm.
has stopped.
Right.
Those are the things the government can do. But to prevent these conversions and all and then fight it out on the street, we need our own money, the Samaj.
Mm, mm,
And there's nothing
mm,
wrong in it. It is a
mm,
registered company. It is all in the government. I'm the whole.
mm,
I'm giving yearly. The chartered accountant is giving the yearly audits.
mm,
We are
mm,
clearly, openly saying we are using the money for this. There is nothing hidden in this.
mm,
Whereas these mafias, these Abrahami mafias, it's all black.
mm, mm,
It's not counted money.
mm.
It is unaccounted money. Nobody knows
Right.
where this money comes from and where this money goes. This is only
Mm,
when you connect the dots that you will figure out, oh my God, this is what is happening.
mm, mm,
And you have to see that why would a Hindu, why would we show she's so anti-Hindu?
right.
There has to be some reason.
Yep.
She must be benefiting by being
Mm,
anti-Hindu.
mm,
And what is the role in this world in Kali Yuga? What is the benefit for being anti-Hindu except money?
mm,
It is such a simple thing. But
mm. Correct.
we don't do our Purva Paksha, and then we cry,
Mm,
and then we say Hindus are not united.
mm, mm,
Those stupid things we start self-flagellation. Needless.
But can I then also ask you this, Dr. Ratnu? Recently, when Arvind Kejriwal has actually opposed the Kashmir Files, and he was made a fun of a lot everywhere in the media. But I have a different opinion to that. I think that why Mamta Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal's and all these people actually do what we really hate and what we really don't like is because of telling their own voter base as to that I am saying what Modi is, I mean, just opposing Modi for the sake of it so that my vote bank is protected. So Modi said, good Kashmir files. Arvind Kejriwal said, bad Kashmir files, right? And same Mamta Banerjee will do. Do you think that other than economics, it could be the reason behind this anti-ism for Modi and Yogi and whatever the
No,
nationalists are doing in
no,
India?
no, not at all. I completely disagree with you. We
Okay.
are we are going by the optics and by the this is what the media narrative does to us. Like media says,
Hmm.
Godi media and Modi media and this media and
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
media. Or Modi.
Hmm.
People are not important here, sir.
Hmm. Hmm.
People don't matter in this war.
Hmm. That's right.
1400 years Islam has been tormenting us.
Hmm.
The faces have
Hmm.
changed. The
Hmm.
ideology hasn't.
Hmm.
This is the leftist
Hmm.
mafia attacking Hindu ethos.
Hmm.
It's not racism. It is the
Hmm.
leftist in them, which is aligned with Islam and Christianity and out to destroy Hinduism.
Hmm.
On the aesthetics of it, on the taste, I mean, it was what in that attahas, that laughter in Delhi Assembly was it evoked puke. मुझे उल्टी करनी पड़ी मुझे when I saw him doing
Correct.
that. It was puke worthy.
Hmm.
But to say that he said it only to counter Modi and to cater to no, it is his conviction. He
Hmm.
believes that uh, Kashmir files should not be made tax free.
Hmm.
He believes these people believe that Islam is a victim.
My goodness.
You have to understand, the damage.
Hmm.
The leftist creates a victim
Hmm.
and then sides with that victim. Why? Because victimhood is the easiest thing on this globe.
Hmm.
You can
Hmm.
justify all your crimes. You can
Hmm.
justify all your cowardice. You can
Hmm.
justify all your sloth if you once convinced. I mean, look at even in a family. You say, between the brothers, three brothers, I
Hmm.
have been discriminated against.
Hmm.
You will do all sort of nonsense once you have convinced yourself that you are a victim. That is where against the victimhood game, these people are all convinced.
Hmm.
It's not that they are doing a game of one-upmanship against Modi. It's a very sidey thing that they counter
Hmm.
Modi on this. It's not about semantics. That is the
Okay.
deep
Hmm.
conviction of these people that Hinduism deserves to die because Hinduism is a an obsolete,
Yeah.
worn out, discriminatory way of life, and the saviors are these Abrahamics. They will convert overnight. They will convert.
Hmm.
Was when when
Hmm.
when when push comes to shove.
Hmm.
So don't be under this misconception that they are catering to their. Of course, they are catering, but
Hmm.
the disease is deeper. The
Hmm.
conviction is coming from the cerebral cortex. It is not coming from the tongue. It is coming
Hmm.
from up here.
Right. Right.
That is why the
Hmm.
beej nash has to happen.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And that is why Dharmansh is critical. Agar
Hmm.
humko beej na, if you want to destroy the seed of
Hmm.
this evil victimhood,
Hmm.
then that level of intellectual opposition, that level of funding, that level of resources have to be employed to destroy these evil people.
Give us some ideas about how the global diaspora of Hindus can contribute without to Dharmansh and to Nimittekam without just like if I do a personal a contribution that will not help Dharmansh. What we want is massive amount of push from a like let's say a New Jersey community, or like let's just say somebody from Europe Hindu community to give that push or that support to Dharmansh. So do you have some ideas behind it as to how that can happen?
I have formed the Dharmansh Foundation now, and we are
Right.
unlikely to get an FCRA clearance. So, foreign funding is not my goal right now.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
would want the diaspora to at least erect mechanisms. I mean, tell me one
Hmm.
thing, Vivek.
Hmm.
Why hasn't the Pakistani Hindu issue been talked about in the United Nations?
Unbelievable, sir.
Isn't this the failure of the Hindu community of America? 3 million Hindus live in America.
It is. It is. Hmm.
When the Syrian conflict happened,
Hmm.
then Syrians got refugee status in Canada. How on earth did they end up in Canada? Can you tell me?
Hmm.
I've been trying for the past 5 years to get one Pakistani Hindu into Canada. I have not been successful.
Not
What is
possible.
what is the Canadian Hindu community doing?
Hmm.
They can contact the lawyer. They can form a chain. There are human rights issues. There are documents. We can always provide them with the relevant statistics. You can
Hmm.
reach out to these Hindus who are dying like dogs in
Right.
Pakistan and Bangladesh. And this is not a small number. 1 crore Hindus in Pakistan and 1.5 crore in Bangladesh. For
Hmm.
Mahadev's sake, do
Hmm.
something. Listen to their pleas. Three
Hmm.
Hindu girls are picked up every single day.
Hmm.
What is the point of your affluence, sir? What is the
Hmm.
point of a successful life?
It's so wasted, right?
So,
Hmm.
what I expect from the diaspora is to stand for Hindu rights.
Hmm.
Get in touch with people like us who are on the ground. We will give
Hmm.
you the relevant data. We'll get you the
Hmm.
statistics. We'll arrange the interviews with these Pakistani Hindu refugees who are coming to Bharatvarsha. These
Hmm.
Sardars from who have been tormented in Pakistan. I have 300 Sardars living in Faridabad. I'll bring
Hmm.
them on camera, take their interviews, take them to the United Nations, take them to the senators of the United States Senate.
Hmm.
Tell them
Hmm.
what Pakistan is doing to the Hindus of Pakistan.
Hmm.
And of course, funding. I mean,
Hmm.
you can always fund a small hand pump, a house here or there. No,
Right.
seriously, anything, every
Yes.
small bit
Yes.
helps. We have
Yes.
so many Hindus who come here and put a thela for a Pakistani Hindu, cost 20,000 rupees, but that man's life is made.
Yes. 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 Hmm.
So the Sanatan Dharma is premised on karuna, on seva.
Hmm.
We have forgotten
Hmm.
that. We only
Hmm.
talk of higher principles.
Hmm.
Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Your own
Hmm.
family you treat like enemies. सगे भाई
That's
पर
true.
कोर्ट केस करते हैं हम,
Hmm.
और सामने मुसलमान ईसाई दिखता है तो वसुधैव कुटुंबकम.
हाँ, भाई भाई. Hmm.
अरे सगा
Hmm.
भाई तो तेरा भाई नहीं है, जिसकी किडनी खराब होगी तेरी तो उसकी किडनी लगेगी तेरे को.
Right.
हाँ?
Right. Hmm.
So this inverted consciousness and this pathetic mindset of Hindus
Yeah.
on this globe living in diaspora, they have to
Hmm.
rise now. They have to realize that
Hmm.
we are children of Amrit. We are Amrit
Hmm.
Putras. We are
Hmm.
heirs of Maharana Pratap and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And we owe
Right.
it back to Dharma.
Hmm.
Sir, you
Hmm.
will ask me, there are two practice karta hai. I mean, this is the time for your life to enjoy yourself. You have made so much money for yourself. Why do you indulge in this whole Pakistani Hindu business and Dharmansh and like or writing this book? I said, what are you saying?
Yeah.
This society has given me so much.
Correct.
It's time for me to repay my debt.
Yeah,
I said, yeah,
can I add something here? I
yeah.
also felt like this. I'm living in Sweden. I have a good job. My family is living okay. Why do I have to do it? But then I introspected and I said, is this it? I mean, is this why 10,000 years ago my ancestors built our culture?
Yeah,
That one day a generation in 21st
yeah,
century will come
yeah.
and say, just
Okay.
earn your dollars and go to home. Unbelievable. I mean, I
And die
want to
like a
connect with my
bourgeois.
roots.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, right. I want to
So
connect with my roots, sir. And that's the reason
you
why
not
I
only your
started.
roots, you owe it to the Samaj.
Yes, yes, that's true. That's
Don't
true.
think that your degree, your place in Sweden
Hmm.
is the fruit of the labor of an entire community.
Right.
Your
Absolutely right. Yes,
family, your chacha, your
yes,
masa, somebody would have an instrument. Your village man,
correct,
your milkman would have given you an insight.
correct,
So many things. And
correct.
then you have ended up. So you owe it back to them.
Absolutely, I do. Yes, I do.
That's that. So
And
so
that's why I
so
feel so,
that's what
yeah.
Hindus have to, global diaspora has to understand, that you do your own thing, and arey yaar, at least tell your own children what
Hmm.
Sanatan Dharma is,
Hmm. Correct.
because nature abhors vacuum.
Hmm.
Right now, our
Hmm.
children are growing up in vacuum.
Yes, they are. Hmm.
So the Christianity and Islam and plan and hate and want Buddhism सब आ जाता है, because you
Hmm.
have never told him about Vedanta.
Yeah.
You
Right.
never talk to him about the Bhagavad Gita, because you
Hmm.
yourself don't know.
Hmm.
You took the easy way out.
Yeah.
Well, there is no easy way out in this existence. We all gotta die.
Hmm. Hmm. Correct.
So
Great
before
way.
dying, repay the debt for your dharma.
Yes.
धर्म
Yes.
का ऋण होता है, और धर्म का
Hmm.
ऋण चुकाना चाहिए. जैसे
Hmm.
मातृ ऋण, पितृ ऋण होता है ना,
Hmm.
समाज का ऋण, फिर धर्म का ऋण होता है.
Hmm. Hmm.
Otherwise, dharma cannot be sustained.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. But let me promise to you, sir, that this will be my life's goal from now, that all the Hindu global diaspora, I will try to spread this word about Dharmansh and Nimittekam. At
Yes,
least at least 10 people we have to refer to each and everybody
yes,
who we know
absolutely,
who can bring that.
absolutely.
Yeah. Mm,
Collective economic might of Hindus has
mm,
to turn into the social might of Hindus, when Pakistani Hindus, Bangladeshi Hindus, Sri Lankan Hindus, Nepalese Hindus, Bhutanese Hindus, Indonesian Hindus, they don't feel like
mm,
orphans.
mm,
And the responsibility is on every Hindu on this globe who becomes rich, who becomes powerful because of his Hindu values, his Hindu
mm,
ethos,
mm,
must repay his debt to Sanatan Dharma.
mm, mm. Absolutely. I completely agree on that. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Ratnu, for giving your time. Sir, please, give us your time again. I'm pretty sure as the channel will grow, we would love to hear from you. We will follow your movement with Dharmansh and Nimittikam. We will not let you go so easy. We will support you in each and every way that we can. And we will definitely be looking forward to your book. So thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Mm, mm. Great.
Thank you, Vivek.
Great,
Jai Shri
sir.
Ram.
Thank you, sir. Have a
Take care.
great day. Bye bye.